Hey, everybody. Brandon, you do the intro.
Hi guys, welcome to Long
What?
Time
No,
First
don't do
Time,
that.
sponsored by NPR. We're here to talk about
Um,
some nice, beautiful films that we have seen for the
yes.
first time. Join
Yes,
me and
folks, we've
my
got some.
host Jordan Pierce Owens as we enter
Uh,
this journey of cinema with you and talk about our first time watches. Jordan,
Brandon.
feeling today?
Brandon, thank you for that delightful intro here for a long time, first time. Hey, if you'd like to join us, you most certainly can. The link is in not only the comment section, but it's scrolling right the fuck there. So click it if you want. I don't know.
StreamYard.com/MirrorHunt.
Merhonks. Uh, hey, Brandon, what movie did you see this week?
I've been watching a movie for the past week and a half, and I finally finished The French Connection.
Hey,
I was supposed to watch it 2 weeks ago, and I finished it. And it's a good movie. Very different movie than I thought it was. It is of course, starring the late great Gene Hackman, directed by the late great William Friedkin, with the late great Roy Scheider, and the late great Frederick de Pasquale, of course. Who can forget him? About uh, Gene Hackman, a cop, narcotics detective, trying to get to the bottom of this drug ring coming from France. This was a very interesting movie because it's done very differently than most crime movies kind of were done. It's not very loud. Oftentimes there's scenes where they're like they're tracking a perp and they're kind of just like driving after him, and there's no music being played. They're just kind of driving. There's a lot of times where this kind of feels like a documentary the way it's shot. Like he'll be walking, and again, there's no music, and he's just walking, and he's like running after this guy, and then eventually the music will come in, but it kind of like makes you think like it kind of makes it a little more real, and like make it more dirty, a little more grimy the way it's shot. So kind of thought that a little bored, to be honest, a little bored at some points, but again, had some really good performances in this that kept me intrigued. Great car chase that everyone talks about in the later halves of this film, that apparently like there was 3 crashes, and like 2 of them were like real, because they didn't bother like blocking off the streets. They just kind of had him drive and filmed it. And some of the car accidents, I believe, actually were real people got in car accidents. Nothing bad, but still like crashed into things. So that was a little pretty cool seeing that. But yeah, it was fun. Been wanting to watch more Gene Hackman movies, so it was fun watching Gene Hackman around. If you watch this movie on Amazon Prime, just know that the French scenes don't have subtitles. So I don't know what happened in the French scenes. So I missed kind of like a fifth of this movie because I don't know what was going on. I'm assuming they were talking about getting drugs into New York. I assume. So I like this movie. Don't love it as much as everyone else. But 4 stars, pretty good movie. Pretty good flick. It was it was definitely like very different than, say like a Scorsese crime film and around this time or something like that. Shot very differently.
No, yeah, obviously I've heard about this one. It's a blind spot for me. I believe it's the only sequel of Gene Hackman's as well, The French Connection 2. I believe it's a former ASAT question. Ant-Man, never seen The French Connection?
Yes, once, and I barely remember it, but I know it was amazing. It's just I haven't really, gone back to rewatch it. But I do remember it was actually, I think it was for a class in college, and it was like the first time I'd been exposed to it. And it was like a 2-day thing, but I always remembered, I was like, okay, this is like kind of what made Gene Hackman like really good back in the day. And I was captivated by it because I think it's also in New York, so obviously I'm a bit biased. So I always thought the movie was just for its time. My dad being like 85 years old, he got me into all these old school movies. So he always tried to tell me like, oh, this is what's real cinema, and I'm like, yeah, I can see the appeal. As someone who's a little bit obviously younger than him, I prefer like the 90s to 2000s, but I can appreciate the artistic value behind a movie like this, especially with Gene Hackman. So definitely loved it.
Do you have an idea what you gave it on 1 to 5 back in the day?
I think give it 4. 4 for sure.
A 4-star. Zach Shelton, have you ever seen The French Connection?
No, but it's on my list to see. I definitely
Chris
want to
Diaz,
see.
have you ever seen The French Connection?
Yeah, I watched it for the first time a while ago. My girlfriend helped me. I was used to play at her house. I loved this movie. I think it's one of my favorite Gene Hackman movies. 5 out of 5 for me. Great, car chasing at the end. Like that one, of the more impressive moment in the movie.
Very nice. From one classic to another, I watched The Vagrant. Yeah, I know you guys are excited for this review from 1992.
Somebody watched
It's a
this.
rare. Yeah, I took this from. I believe Pez watched this.
Yeah.
But rare
Oh,
Bill
God.
Paxton led movie here. He's a relatively kind of ne'er-do-well nice guy who finds a hobo kind of living down the street from him who just continuously invades his life. It's almost in a weird way remind me a little bit of The Monkey that came out recently of just like bad just luck constantly finding this guy here. It's never boring, but it is a bit repetitive as well, which also reminds me of The Monkey actually in a way. So I did enjoy some elements of this as well. Marshall Bell, the guy that plays the Vagrant, he's given a good performance here. I don't know if the end of it really tracks as much as I kind of would want it to, although with the wackiness of it, I don't really know how much more you could do. So it was definitely interesting, but kind of middle of the road for me. I don't know if it's one I would go back to. I ended up giving it 2.5 stars personally for The Vagrant. Brandon, ever seen this?
No, I think I added to my list when Pez talked about it a couple weeks ago. Still looks insane. I wish you were giving it a bet. If you gave it like a 3.5, I would have to watch it, but it looks crazy.
I was close to a 3. If I'm being nice, I could go with 3, but yeah, I don't know. I just thought the charm of it wore off kind of quickly. It just felt like it kind of was spinning its wheels a little bit here, and then the ending didn't work for me as much as I would like. And Tony, you ever seen The Vagrant?
I've never seen it, but the fact that Michael Ironside's in it is what's intriguing me. That's the only reason why I would go give it a shot. That man
See?
does nothing.
Hey, he's in it. Character actor Michael Ironside. Zach, ever seen The Vagrant?
No, I had never even heard about it until you talked about it right now.
Exactly. Chris, you ever seen The Vagrant?
No, by now I'm trying to check it out. Just look at the show.
And Tony, what'd you watch recently?
It's funny because I'm like, Brandon chose The French Connection, and I was like, I know that Gene Hackman recently passed away, rest in peace, and it just popped up on Netflix, and I was like, and I read the premise, and I was like, oh, it's one of like those 90s, I guess, underrated movies. So I saw Runaway Jury for the first time. I had always heard about
It's a
it.
2000s movie, but
Yeah, all right. So anyway, I don't know. Maybe it just looks like
At the
a
back
movie.
page?
So I saw it on Netflix. You know, they always say like, you know, number 1 movie, number 2 movie, whatever. And I was like, all right, Gene Hackman just passed away, and I haven't seen a Gene Hackman movie in a while. So it's like one of those weird, like 90s, 2000s movies, whatever you want to call it, that has like an interesting premise, stacked cast, even though some of them were probably even more famous now, like Rachel Weisz is in it, and obviously Gene Hackman is the draw here. Even though you got Dustin Hoffman also, John Cusack, you got Luis Guzman also showing up, Cliff Curtis, a lot of interesting character actors, and interesting, like I said, interesting premise. I was just enthralled by the idea that Gene Hackman was playing like a fixer, like just a guy that's always like, and just, you know, whatever, pay me $1 million or whatever, and I'll do it for you. And I was like, oh, it's intriguing. So it was the first time I watched it. Gene kills it as always, but so does John, and that's what surprised me because I mean, John in these kind of movies, he's more like a comedic guy. So him with Gene and Dustin Hoffman, I thought everything was great about it. I feel underrated because I don't think this movie gets talked about too much. I've heard of it, but I don't think it's like a 4-star or 5-star. But so it was a great movie. It's good if you want to put it on like in the afternoon if you're not doing anything. That's what I did. I was just like, oh, let me just kill a couple hours in the afternoon. It was a great little. I feel like it's still an underrated sleeper hit, and obviously a great performance from Gene Hackman as always.
what would you score it?
Give it a 3.5. 3.5.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I literally just reviewed this like a week or two ago. This is my long time review. because I hadn't seen it in pretty much since it had came out. Actually, I saw it back in the day. I think I rented it on VHS from the library. There's an old sentence for you. And no, that was a fun rewatch here too. Yeah, Hackman's fun to see him kind of as the evil, fixer as well. And yeah, the rest of the cast is all good. Hoffman gives a good performance. It's a fun piece. Yeah. Brendan, I don't remember what you said 2 weeks ago.
I still haven't watched it, but I've seen a John Cusack movie before.
Zach.
I have not seen it, but I will check it out.
Chris.
Still have not seen it, but I'm a Richard J. Hackman movie yet.
Zach, what you seen this week?
Yeah. So the first one that I saw was yesterday. I saw Ed Wood for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And I thought it was a good movie. I think it, for me, it gets better as it goes along. I thought it was good performances from Johnny Depp and Martin Landau, and a good story. I'm not as hyped as other people are on it. I would still give it like a 3.5 though. So
I mean, I'm not too dreadfully far from you. I think it's a notch above better than that. It's actually one of my favorite Tim Burton movies, so it's a solid 4 stars for me personally. Brandon, what do you think about Ed Wood?
Yeah, I'm in like the 4.5 range. This is probably maybe my favorite Tim Burton, if not like top 3. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember absolutely loving this movie when I saw it for the first time. And I really want just like Johnny Depp to go back to this. Just like, you don't need all the makeup. Just be like a weird dude. You don't need all this like crazy makeup shit. Just like do weird shit. And I'm all for
Not just Johnny Depp, Tim Burton, and we'll go back to
Both
making
of them,
these type of film.
That's what I say to Antonio all the time. Antonio, any thoughts on Ed Wood?
Yeah, the movie I haven't seen in a while, but I do remember I was like, "What the hell is this?" But like, not in a bad way. I was just more like, "Oh, of course it's Tim Burton." But I was still like taken aback by all this, and then the fact that it was like a biopic, I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting." Yeah, I think I gave it like a 3 when I first saw it, and then I went up half a star because I realized that one of the lines from it is used often in the Howard Stern show, like a soundbite. So that made it go up for me when I think Oliver Goes said, "Fuck you." So they use that a lot in Howard Stern, and they just use, and I was like, "Oh, now I know where the movie that's from." So yeah, it goes up a little bit for me.
That's weird. Baba Booey. Chris, Ed Wood.
Yeah, I love this movie. I saw it for the first time because I raked them a while ago. I really love it. I think Johnny Depp, one of his best performances with Martin Landau. I miss the type of biopic, like weird biopic like these. Either this or the Dutch artist. But it's a really great movie. A 1.5 star for me.
Chris, what'd you see this week?
My one and only pick, but I did mention I would bring it up because I watched one of his movies the other week for last time for this, but I will bring out the other one. Memento. I finally did get around to finishing it. I love this movie. I don't love it as much as a lot of people do. I think just because I need to rewatch it again to understand it. Dandy confused the fuck out of me in a way. That thing is, I rewatched it would get more clear for me. But I thought Guy Pearce was fantastic, same with Kenny and Moss. Joe Pacchiano was great, playing kind of scumbag in the movie, but the twists and turns were great. It was unique, right? Very Christopher Nolan, that I like about his film. He swings for the fences a lot, and it definitely, like, it's close to my top 5, but outside my top 5, which probably says the Christopher Nolan. A 1.5 for me.
Yeah, it's a great movie, Memento. I thought it was great when I saw it. I'm trying to think. I think I am at a 4.5. I really did like it a lot. Brendan, any thoughts on Memento?
Yeah, I think I'm at a 5. I think it's my favorite Nolan. I love it so much. It's so good and so creative, and I don't know if it's not really like once you kind of pick up on like the concept of it, you know, it's just kind of goes backwards, and it's one of the least convoluted Nolans. It kind of just pretty straightforward, like it goes reverse. So I like that. It makes you think, but not like too much, like some of the other Nolan-y shit. So I really like this movie a lot. So yeah,
Late and not Tenet.
Exactly. That's why I like it.
Antonio, any thoughts on Memento?
Well, obviously I'm a Nolan stan, so yeah, I think I remember seeing this at a very, I think I was 10. I know it came out in 2000, but I saw it a little bit later. One of the first things my brother rented is a DVD, and I was like, again, like everyone, what the fuck happened in the end? And then it was one of those things where like you weren't ashamed to have to see it a second time in order to really understand it. So I love that concept because then you really do kind of see it still in a new way. I also gave it a 4.5 because I feel like it's just almost perfect. I just love the way it was shot, the black and white, and then obviously going back and forth. Guy Pearce is a guy I wish. I think he spoke about it recently, or someone mentioned it, that he hasn't worked with Nolan again. I wish he would, but for the one time that he did, this was an amazing performance. Carrie-Anne Moss is good. I still am always taken aback by her being in it. Joe Pantoliano, though, he's great in it. I always love his performance in the movie. So yeah, just everything about it, just the way it was written, directed. The score, honestly, is underrated too. I don't think it was Zimmer. It might have been Zimmer, but yeah, altogether, just a really almost perfect movie.
Nah, dope film. Brian Nussbaum joins us. Brian,
hello.
Have you ever seen Memento?
I have not. It's a blind spot for me.
Sweet. What have you seen, Brian?
I had a few. First one I'll bring up is The Machine for Treachery 3 with Burt Kreischer and Mark Hamill. Yeah, I haven't seen. I heard
Get the shirt off.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Burt Kreischer's comedy. I've seen a few, so I decided to check this one out because I'm a big Mark Hamill fan. And this movie is just decent. I don't really find that funny. I did enjoy the relationship between Burt and Mark Hamill, but I was hoping it would be more about Jimmy Tate the younger self, but that was mostly about him and his father on a road trip across Russia to achieve like a watch. It's not really funny for me. I gave it a 2-star for me.
Yeah, I know. This is one that it slightly disappointed me as well. I'm a little higher on it. I'm at 3 stars. I think there was enough laughs. I thought it was a unique enough story to where I kind of went along with it. But I really wanted to champion this. I like Burt's kind of divisive for me. I could do him in small doses. I actually think he's a good screen presence, even more than a stand-up, to be honest with you. So I didn't mind him in this, but yeah, I just wish it was funnier at the end of the day here. But I do just champion like big budget comedies that we need more of them. So I really wanted the movie to work out and maybe give other stand-ups a chance as well. Brennan, any thoughts on The Machine?
I haven't seen. I wanted to because I'm kind of a Burt guy. I'm a Burt guy, like you said, in spurts. Like there's some clips I see that are so funny, and I've seen some of his stand up, and it's funny. And then sometimes I see him, it's like, okay, Burt, chill the fuck out. So it's like I go back and forth with them. So I haven't jumped into this. I wanted to love this, but then I saw like it's just kind of middle of the road, and I was like, I don't know if I need to spend it, an hour and a half plus with Burt Kreischer in the movie. So I kind of skipped it, but maybe one day.
Tony, any thoughts on The Machine?
Never seen it. I'm not a Burt guy. The
Zach?
only reason I contemplated seeing it was just the Mark Hamill.
I've heard of it. It's not on my
Chris?
Well, on the same list about my father with Aaron's channel, and I chose to see about my father at that time for bad as well.
In that case, you made the wrong decision. Yeah, another movie I wanted to like more because of Sebastian. But yeah. All right, back to the top. Brendan, what else you see this week?
Talking about movies I wanted to like more. A movie that I hadn't seen in like 20 years. I watched Hoosiers for kind of the first time because the first time I actually remember it. And yeah, this movie is kind of overrated, to be honest. It is, I feel like it's some great performances. Gene Hackman kills it. Dennis Hopper absolutely crushes in this movie. But it's just, as a sports movie guy, it just kind of is middle of the road. You spend no time with the players at all. You have no connections with the players at all. It kind of shifts. It's like You got what's his name, Jimmy. There's like the player that everyone needs and everyone wants him, and then he just like kind of shows up, and you never actually get to see him like play and be good. And he's pushing these philosophies on these players, and everyone's like, "Get this guy out of here!" And you're waiting for it to turn around, and then it kind of turns around, but like just because they start just shooting baskets, they don't do anything that he's kind of pushing. So I feel like just from a sports perspective, this is kind of middle of the road, and doesn't do a really good job of kind of making you care about these characters or making you care about the basketball at all. They kind of just win, and it's like, yeah, but what is he doing to like make these guys win? Just motivating them? It just doesn't seem like, he's not that good of a coach. He's not really doing anything special. So that kind of like was disappointing for me. But again, it's really good performances here. It's some kind of annoying performances as well. So yeah, it's just like, it's just kind of, for me, it's just a middle of the road sports movie that, has some great performances. So I did give it a 3.5 because it does have some, great performances from a couple people in here. But, for a sports movie, you got to care about the characters. You got to care about the actual players. Like, he barely talks to the players. You barely see the players. Like, a couple of them get like some lines and some personality, but for the most part, it's just about Gene Hackman like being a good coach. But they don't really ever tell why he's a good coach. It just kind of all comes together, pretty conveniently. So for that, kind of knocked it down a bit. So not my favorite movie at all. So a little disappointed in this, but it wasn't bored at all, but it wasn't great for me.
I almost watched this last night, and I just didn't. And any thoughts on Hoosiers?
It's also a movie that I put on just on a random afternoon once because I just, I love basketball and I'm just curious about what made this so hyped. And I agree, it's overrated. I actually think the best performance in the film is actually Dennis Hopper. I was like, oh,
yeah, I agree.
I think there's better basketball movies out there, but Gene does a good job, like, as always. But it's nothing to really remember. Like when I saw it, I was like, I really need to rewatch this again. I can see why it's got its, I don't know, iconic status, if you want to give it, as far as like a sports movie. But it's serviceable, so I give it like a 3.
Yeah.
Any thoughts, Brian? No, Zach.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it, but it's one I would have to revisit. So I don't have a score before I revisit it. So.
You're fired, Chris.
One of my biggest blank spots you have not seen it.
Brian.
I see it was for me as 64. I'm gonna give it 2-star. I have to revisit it.
Damn. All right. Well, I don't think it's a blind spot for me anymore because y'all showed on it. Zach, what'd you see?
It's
this
not
week?
bad. It's
No,
just
it's
like
me.
fun.
Why am I skipping myself? My long time this week here is a lovely, uplifting film called Wrist Cutters, A Love Story. This is one I have championed since the first time I saw it. Finally watched it from beginning to end again recently. So yeah, it starts off, Patrick Fugit cleans his apartment, makes it look nice, and then he kills himself. There's a lot of suicide in this film here. You find out the way a lot of these people committed suicide, because afterwards he goes to kind of a not heaven, not quite hell, kind of afterlife where it's all just for people that committed suicide. And I'm not afraid to say that word because we're not children. So fuck you, YouTube, if you censor me. And it's very just kind of dull and gray. You're not allowed to smile here. It's just kind of like Earth, but a little bit worse. That's kind of how they put it throughout the film here. And if you have scars from how you died, they do show. So like if you see people with like bullet wounds or the scars along their wrists and whatnot. But this movie has always been, I think, in the end, a very hopeful, really sweet film here. They run into Shannon Sossaman, who claims that she doesn't belong there. She's looking for the powers that be because she thinks she's there by mistake. Patrick Fugit finds out his ex-girlfriend is there. So he's on the search for her. Great character actor Shea Wiggum, who you've seen in plenty of things, the Fast movies, the Righteous Gemstones. He's great as well. Very quirky characters that come across as well. Quirky cameos from Tom Waits. So Tato, if you're watching, Tom Waits, What Awesome Musician, is in Wrist Cutters. Tom Waits. Will Arnett's weird as another guy who thinks he's kind of a higher power. It's very quirky, whimsical, and in the end, like I said, it's very kind of uplifting in a really weird, strange and beautiful way here. And it's another one that has, well, it's super independent film. I think really has a grand scope of things. Almost reminds me a little bit of Eternal Sunshine. The fact that like they really use their design, the world building to their effect here, even with a super tiny budget here. So this is a unique, great story. More people need to see here. I don't even know if I give it 4 or 4.5. I'm feeling whimsical. I'm saying 4.5 because I'm a soft, lovely, whimsical person. Brandon, have you ever seen the lovely film Wrist Cutter's A Love Story?
Talked about this 3 weeks ago.
Did you watch it?
Yeah. You've been championing this movie for a long time. Yeah. One of the first films we did, we did 2006, and you talked about this movie, and it's been on my list.
There we go. Okay, I was wondering why I said it recently.
I watched it mid-February, so probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago we talked about this movie. I really liked it. I love these types of low-budget, mid-2000s independent films, which they kind of made them still, which is kind of like it's depressing but heartwarming at the same time. It's brought off so nicely in this. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it.
Yeah, Ant-Man.
Never seen it.
Zach.
Want to see it? Haven't seen it.
Chris.
You convinced me to see it.
Brian.
Nope.
All right. Well, at least fucking Brandon's my real friend. Ant-Man. What else you see this week?
What was it? Oh, I love the first Jaws. So I was intrigued to see the sequel, or sequels rather. So I was start with Jaws 2, and oh, what the hell did they do? Really, it's so unnecessary. I don't know if okay is the right word. It's just like, yeah, that's unnecessary. I paused like a good 5 or 6 times because it was just, I don't know, painful in a weird way. And I just found myself laughing throughout the movie, and I wasn't really. They put more into like how the shark looks and trying to make it like a little bit too bloody and scary, but I don't know. I just was intrigued to see how they were why they made the follow up and how they made it, and it's I don't know. I gave it like 2 stars. It's just funny because I one of the scenes that the whole reason why the climax of the movie, if you want to call it, ends up happening is all because what's his name, Brody's son. In my mind, I would say, hey, a lot of people will do the most dumbest shit just to get laid, and because he wanted to get laid, he takes his boat out and then he almost gets eaten by a shark. So that's what I'm saying, you know, like that's the funny little nuances in the what do you call it, the motivations for the character that I'm like, why would you do this? There's a shark out there, and you're really gonna go just because a girl that you want to, like, you know, bang is like teasing you about being stuck at home with your dad, and because of that, everybody almost gets killed. So there's still little things I find funny, and that's why I'm like, yeah, this is totally unnecessary. So I give it 2 stars.
Yeah, I've never seen a Jaws sequel personally. I like The Shallows. That's a thing. Brendan, thoughts on Jaws 2?
I've never seen a Jaws sequel personally. I like The Shallows.
Hey, sweet. Zach?
I'm the same with you. I've never seen a Jaws sequel.
Do you like The Shallows?
In the shallow.
My eardrums are bleeding. Chris?
Until I start playing Multiplex Phantom, I refuse to watch Jaws 2. So, yeah.
So, did you watch it?
No, I refuse to until I stop playing in the Multiplex Phantom.
So then you will watch it?
Yeah, because then it'd be forced to, because podcast trivia.
Oh, man, fuck trivia. That makes you do that. Brian, ever seen Jaws 2?
I have not.
Sweet, that's the right answer. Zach, what'd you watch this week besides Ed Wood?
Last night, on the same day that I watched Ed Wood, I also went to my local theater and saw 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for the first time. And flashback, and I enjoyed it. Yes, it has some, not the best acting and not the best action, but I liked the cheesiness of it. I thought there was a lot of good humor in here, and I still liked the action for what it was. So, I guess my only biggest issue is that it seemed like they needed to spread out the action a little bit. It seemed very constricted in terms of like what you see in a frame. But I'm going to give it a 4 still. So it was better than I thought it was going to be, and I'm interested in seeing the sequel because I've heard that is a good sequel.
How old are you, Zach?
35.
How did you grow up in the 90s and not see anyhow? So yeah, I grew up on this movie. It's fun. I think people overrate it though, personally. Like anyway, as far as like, you know, sometimes people really like try to get to like one of the best films of the 90s. No, you just were born in the 90s and you're overrating it. But I'd say it's a 3.5 for what it is. It's a lot of fun. Brandon, thoughts on the OG TMNT?
Yeah, I love this growing up as a kid. This is the movie that sparked kind of talking about bringing in the long time. I've been using that. I've been wanting to go through these again. I haven't done it yet, but I've been wanting to go through, revisit these so I can give them a score. It's been so long. There's so much stuff from 30 plus years ago that I've seen, of course, but like I have no memory of it. I remember the pizza looked good in it.
Hey, this pizza's always good. Anthony, thoughts on the OG TMNT?
The funny thing is, I saw that after I saw the second one, so I think maybe I was a bit biased. So I honestly prefer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 over this one. It's okay. I also think it's a fun moment when you see one of Sam Rockwell's early roles and you see him in there, and I'm like, oh shit, what's he doing there? But yeah, it's okay. And the weird thing, and this is a hot take, I prefer Paige Turco's April O'Neil over Judith. I don't know how to say her last name.
Oh, Judith Hogue.
So yeah, yeah, it's okay. The last fight scene is also not really that, good for me. So I just gave it like a, I don't know, 2.5 just for me.
Right on. And if anyone tuned into ASAT earlier, who played Casey Jones in the first and third TMNT movies?
Stephen Amell.
No, you're wrong. No point. Chris, any thoughts on the OG TMNT?
To avoid getting the Lion Pain, the live action stuff enough for me. I think I need to have another watch. I prefer Beat the Mayhem over there. Okay, live action movie.
I'll definitely agree. Me and Mayhem's a better movie.
I agree with that.
Ain't no argument here.
I
Brian,
got
thoughts
into
on the OG
argument with Lion Pain before I do it that way. I want to avoid him.
Ryan, you're wrong. Brian, any thoughts?
Yeah, I created Joyce well a bit late to I saw, I believe, 2010, I believe, when I first saw it. I didn't grow up with the movie, but if you watch it then, for the effects of the 90s, the effects still hold up with the practical effects and puppetry for Splinter. I did quite enjoy. I gave it a 3 stars.
All righty. Chris, what'd you see this week?
That Momentum over my only ones.
Sweet, I forgot. Brian.
Yeah, I watched a movie recommended by Ross and Wolfman, After Sun, from 2022 on Netflix. And After Sun, more like After Yawn. It was a slugfest me to get into. I felt it boring for me. I did enjoy the relationship Paul Mescal and Dar though, but the rest I did not enjoy at all. It's a 2-star for me.
Whoa.
I have not seen it. I've heard similar polarizing things. Like, I'm not surprised Wolfman probably, overrates it, and then I'm not too surprised that you're kind of only on the 2-star level. So, Brandon, have you seen it? Any thoughts?
I haven't seen it, but I've been wanted to recently or like soon because I wanted to see more Paul Mescal. But like, my letterbox is full of nothing but good, so now I'm nervous.
Antonio, any thoughts on After Sun?
Never seen it, but again, I was also intrigued by Paul Mescal because I think it was this and that Who series that he saw that put him on the map. So maybe one day I'll check it out.
Zach, any thoughts on After Sun?
It's a movie. I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, fair enough. Chris, I bet you saw this.
I think I. No, I have not.
All right,
Seen it.
well, all right, cool.
I had to think
Uh,
because
Brandon.
I've been on a plane a bunch of times. I had to think if I watch on the plane.
Brendan, you said you're done.
I have a third one I could talk about.
Talk about it.
I want to talk about 1978's The Lord of the Rings because this movie's fucking weird, and I want to talk about it. Yeah, this movie's strange, but I like it in a weird way. I don't know why. A lot of people hate on this movie. A lot of people love this movie. It's some of the weirdest animation I've ever seen in my entire life. Some of all the orcs are just like dudes, and then they just like kind of draw over them. So that's super weird. Sam's a little bitch in this. Sam's pretty awesome.
You're not
So
wrong.
they definitely did him dirty in this. You got John Hurt playing Aragorn, which is kind of strange. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, this movie is super weird. Look how awesome this movie is. It's so sweet. So yeah, it's a fun time. If you love the Lord of the Rings story, you get some cool shit in here. You got like, again, this weird rotoscoping where there's like draw over live action stuff, which is super strange, but it's fun. The slight bummer in this is like, it kind of feels a little rushed because it's the first, it's 132 minutes, so it's long, but it still feels a bit rushed because they were always planning on doing 2 parts. They never did Return of the King, I don't believe, or maybe it went
They
straight
did a direct-to-TV movie, and
maybe
it's
they
awful.
did, yeah.
Don't
So
even
it's like
watch it.
they should have broke it up to the 3, maybe, because they said like 1 just goes through, then you get to Helm's Deep randomly. Like, what is going on here? And then they do a little bit of Return of the King, and then just stop it. So the story is not told in the best form, but it's pretty entertaining. So I liked it. If you don't compare it to the the live actions, then you might have a good old time. So it's definitely, if you're looking for some weird 70s animation shit, it's a good time. I gave it. It's a 3-star for me because it's fun. Not great.
Yeah, no, I'm in the same personal boat as well. It's been a while since I've seen it, but no, I remember watching the thing even in school back in the day as well. And so yeah, I thought it was interesting enough. Ralph Bakshi, I think, has kind of a cool style, so I dug it for what it is. Anthony, thoughts on Lord of the Rings, but the animated one?
I remember starting it and I never finished it, so I can't give it a rating. It's incomplete.
Zach?
I mean, I just recently rewatched all the Lord of the Rings, and I want to watch the entire Middle Earth franchise, so I want to see this. I watched another Ralph Bakshi movie recently. Very odd, so I'm expecting it to be odd. For it to be odd.
I saw the thing trivia on one movie I did really like watching because of trivia. It's fine. It's not as bad as the Return of the King direct-to-TV animated one, where it's a lot worse. Don't look up the freaking song for that. It would make you want to yell. A 2-star for me. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of any of the Lord of the Rings animated stuff. Even the Warren over here, I wasn't the biggest fan of either.
Yeah, I skipped it personally. Brian?
I was saying both as Antonio. I started half it and didn't get back to it at all.
Tito's here. Tito, have you ever seen Lord of the Rings, this version?
Muted.
You're muted. You're muted. Still nothing.
Sign it. I can translate.
Well,
He likes it. 2 stars. 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
On Letterboxd, he's at 3.5.
3 stars. 3.5. All right. Jordan has a giant penis. I don't know why you said it, but he said it. He said it.
And it's getting by the month.
Hey, speaking of guys that likely have giant, I rewatched Undercover Brother.
Yeah.
The Eddie Griffin classic from 03ish, I want to say 02 evidently. Yeah, you really just got to kind of just go in, just trying to have a very lax, fun sense of humor for this here. And actually, I think I liked it a little bit more than the first time I watched it. Fun fact: I went to I think it was like a birthday present or something. We went to some of All Fears, and I was so bored, and I said, "Can that please not count as my present?" I really wanted to see Undercover Brother. Chris Kattan, who's kind of fun, trying enough as well. Get some fun side stuff from Neil Patrick Harris, Dave Chappelle. It's just a goofy enough fun time, and we can always rejoice of the early 2000s when Eddie Griffin was a leading man. I'll give it 3 stars. Like I said, nothing to write home about, but if you're just looking for a fun time to pass the time, this will definitely, I think, rub that itch for you if you like just silly comedies. Any thoughts, Brennan?
This was a 5-star film, and when I was 12 years old, I loved this movie so much. It was so funny. Me and my friends all saw it in the theaters. We were dying laughing. It was just hilarious. So I haven't seen it, obviously, in probably, doing the math now, 23 years. But I loved this movie so much when growing up.
Any thoughts? Who's after us? Antonio?
Again, yeah, same thing. It was a 5-star movie when I was young, and now that you brought it up, I'm like, wow, you know what? I need to rewatch this movie. It's still like a good 4-star movie for me. I can't think of a scene that isn't funny. So, and I know it's probably maybe some people might say it's outdated, but fuck that. This movie's hilarious. And obviously the winner.
Even at the time, it's kind of a throwback. Even at the time.
Yeah, I know, but still, it's just I know how some people might say, "Oh,
I'm laughing at this trailer.
It's offensive," and but I'm like, no, this movie was great. And James Brown so much. Chris Kattan also, I think, is low key an awesome villain. He's underrated as a villain. So, I think this movie is just amazing. 4 stars.
Zach?
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I want to see it again. I did enjoy it when I saw it, so it just has to be a rewatch for me.
Chris?
I liked this movie. It's been a long time since I've seen it. My dad took me to see it, but it made me laugh my ass off. But I do have to go back to rewatch it. But the thing, probably 3.5 stars for me. But,
Brian?
Yeah, I love Undercover Boss. It's one of the great spoof movies in the 2000s. I really did enjoy Neil Patrick Harris as last year intern. Billy Williams is great at the General's Fried Chicken commercial. Always cracks me up. I also love Chief McBride and Gary Anthony Williams as well. But I haven't seen the sequel of it though. But I only seen the first one.
Nobody saw the sequel.
I do want to say this is the perfect demographic. Us 6 are the perfect people qualified to talk about Undercover Brother. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
We're all Neil Patrick Harris.
Bring Kato back on screen, so we're.
He left. I don't know. He's not here. Antonio, do you have a final film for the week?
No, I don't think I've seen anything new. So no.
Zach, final film of the week?
Do you want to hear about Fritz the Cat?
Yeah, it's a movie. I'm sure, go for it.
This movie is so odd and so unique. I didn't know what to expect going in, and it just it blew me away with just how much it goes there with just everything. And it's a unique animation style as well, just like Lord of the Rings. I think I'm gonna go right in the middle, just like a 2.5, just because it's so odd that it's kind of hard to explain.
I mean, to be fair, you say you don't know what you're going into. The cover of the artwork is him.
I knew that. I didn't know how far they were gonna go. So,
I have not seen this. I just know kind of the lore a little bit and whatnot. And even trying to click this trailer, YouTube said, "Are you sure it's a bit inappropriate?" So, if you don't like inappropriateness, I guess don't stop looking. Brendan, any thoughts on the cat boobs? I'm gonna stop sharing this. Brendan.
Rapid fire. No.
Oh, okay.
Rapid fire ever.
Chris.
God damn it, that you traumatized me.
Did you see this?
No, I've never seen it. I've heard of it, obviously. But
Ryan?
Yeah, I've heard, but haven't seen it yet.
Only Zach has seen the classic.
It's because tomorrow it's a unique tournament fight winner for Movie Hero Network. So
yeah.
Hey, you want to see the cat movie? Yeah. We're not judging you, Zach. You don't got to make excuses about tournament fights. Brian, your final movie of the day?
Yeah, this is the better one I've seen. I know that voice on Tubi from 2013.
What
Yeah,
was it?
I know that
What?
voice. It's about voice actors.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm a big voice actor fan, and I've been looking for the documentary to check it out, and I love this documentary. If you're a big fan of voice actors, check it out. You see different voice actors pop out: John DiMaggio, Tara Strong. And you go to different segments. You go for conventions. You go for voicing celebrities, and what about the history of it? It's a great documentary. I really loved it a lot. I could see it in one train one day. 4 stars.
No, yeah, big review for that. Yeah, I remember definitely seeing the trailer back in the day. So yeah, I think it's a cool documentary. Cool idea for documentary. I've not seen it, but a cool idea about celebrating all these different voice actors who might not even necessarily know what some of these people look like. I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't know what Tom Kenny or Tress McNeil look like. And didn't know that the mustache guy from 911 does a lot of voices.
Yes.
Brennan, any thoughts on know that voice?
I've not seen this, but Brian's been trying to get me to use voice actors as our strength when we were teams for years, and I told him to stick it up his butt. So I don't remember anybody's name.
Right up the pooper, Antonio.
Right up the pooper.
Never heard of it. I don't think I plan to watch this. Yeah.
Big fuck you to
Zach?
I've heard of it. I might give it a watch. It's not high on my list, though.
Yeah, I'm just not the biggest doc guy, but I'm sure it's good for what it is, Chris.
I added it to my watch list. I have not seen it, but you convinced me.
All right. Well, Gears of War 3. What's that got to do with it? All right. So that was a long time, first time for the March 20th week of 2025. Brandon, what'd you talk about tonight?
French Connection, 4. Hoosiers, 3.5. Lord of the Rings, 1978. Weird, 3.
Oh, shit. Wait, Tato's here. Tato, you got a movie review?
You're good. You're good.
You can. It's not too
Gotta
late.
walk the dog.
I keep it
Okay,
going.
fuck it. Coach Carter. It was pretty fantastic. I'll do a quick one here. I won't waste time since we're kind of
No, you're good.
winding down here. It's really good.
I just do it because we're at the end. But if we're not at the end, then no rush.
Yeah, no worries. Very, very good here. Comparable to Teen Titans. Jesus, remember the Titans in a lot of ways.
Wait, what? What did you watch?
Yeah, like you remember that one time in Coach Carter when they were fighting fucking Slade Wilson and shit. And
Those guys right down.
no. I do prefer Remember the Titans, and maybe it's just because that was the one that hit me when I was a kid. There is an entire possibility where if I saw this and hadn't seen Titans until now, per se, that I would like this one more. I'm surprised that, and maybe it's just because I don't really watch movies, but the kid who plays Timo Cruz here, I haven't seen him in a ton of things, and he's really fantastic here, so I kind of wonder what happened there. He's pretty fucking good. Sam Jackson is Sam Jackson, so I don't have too much to say about that. A few less motherfuckers in this movie than
Basketball,
Yeah.
motherfucker, do you play it? Sorry.
exactly. No. That's basically the movie. Very, very fucking good movie here, though. I think I went 4 stars on it.
Yeah, I like that actor too. Rick Gonzalez, who I also know from the short-lived Reaper TV show. A few other things. Around this time, he was also in Old School. He's one of the pledges to that. Hasn't been in a movie since 2017. He was part of the Crisis on Infinite Earth on TV. He played Renee Ramirez, aka Wild Dog.
Yeah.
He's on Arrow for like a few seasons, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was looking at his movies on Letterboxd. Yeah, they're skipping most of his TV work. But yeah, no, this is a good dope flick here. I thought it works. I've got to help these kids. What did you rate it, Tato? Number?
Sorry, I lagged out. What'd you say?
No, just what was your number for it?
4. 4 stars.
4. Okay, I'm just making sure. So yeah, no, I'm probably right there. I feel like for this kind of movie here, like it kind of checks all the boxes off. So to get to
And
a 4.
Channing Tatum, very good as
Yep.
well. I
Yeah.
forgot to throw it.
Hey, good old beautiful young Channing Tatum. Wait, he might.
Yep.
I hope he was 18 at this point. Brendan, he
Most
thought good Carter.
definitely. He was 30, but
I've
Okay,
maybe,
good.
I've maybe seen this. I don't remember. but it looks better than Hoosiers.
Every time
don't
they
you-
were in that locker room, though, I kept going to the fucking movie 43 scene because those are the fucking colors they
Jewel
use. That
dicks!
was
Did Antonio?
Yeah, Brendan took my line. I think it was way better than Hoosiers as a basketball coach movie. So yeah, and I agree, 4 stars. Great cast. All kills it as always. The ending kind of dragged a little bit, but I mean, I understand the message it's trying to give. You know, education and making something of yourself, using basketball as a way to propel yourself to a good life, not just sports. But yeah, a lot of underrated character actors. Even Channing, show a little bit of his acting chops here. But yeah, good sports movie, basketball movie, especially 4 stars for me.
Go, Zach.
Yeah, I really like this movie. I've seen it multiple times. Really good performances. It's a 4-star movie for me.
Chris.
Yeah, I like this movie a lot. Been a long while since I've seen it. But I do like it a lot. 3.5 stars for me. But Octavia Spencer's good in the movie too.
Brian.
I really enjoyed Coach Carlisle. I also gave it 4 stars.
Right on. So again, now that'll be this week's episode here. And I do got to go for Lonely Mark soon, so we'll just do some quick plugs and parting words. Don't rush, but don't take it down too much either. Brandon, any plugs and parting words? Brennan?
Oh, me? I'll be on
You're
Lights
Brennan.
Out in a bit, but I gotta go walk the dog.
Oh, I don't. Is that like a metaphor for something? Tato, any plugs or parting words?
I will also be on Lights Out in a bit. I do not have a dog.
But he's gonna walk it anyway. Chris, plugs and parting words?
I also be on Lighthouse in a bit, and stay tuned next time for another blind spot mine that I tackled this week.
Oh yeah, shit. I want to be on entertainment. Stay around, Tato. Ask me those questions later. Brian, plugs and parting words?
Yeah, I'm not sure it'll be a Lights Out after, but I will be on tour festival with Zach Shelton.
You might if I have 2 dogs walking the dog.
Tato, give me that. Nope. Ant-Man, plugs, parting words?
Thank you for having me. I think it was my first time.
Hey, welcome to the group. One of us.
Whatever.
I hope to make it back another time, but thank you for having me.
You weren't
Yeah,
good enough.
usually 8 to 9. We were derailed this time because Brandon got our school meeting and then pushed ASAT up and never asked me if it was okay with me. Zach, plugs and parting
I
words?
know we're gonna beat.
Yeah, I'm also going to be on Lights Out in a little bit, and thanks for having me.
Well, shit, go catch all these mofos on Lights Out after Brendan walks his dog. Creep. So for Brendan, for Tato, for Chris, for Brian, for Ed, for Zach, for me, you, for everything ever all at once. We love you more than. Can you at least wait till the end, Brendan? Jesus. More than you'll ever know. Good night.
Motherfuck,